A woman is stabbed more than 10 times in broad daylight, just steps from her attorney's office. She dials 911 with her last breath, but the killer vanishes without a trace. For over a decade, no one was charged. Until now, when the shocking name finally came to light. This is not just a crime story. It's the story of a mother, a nurse, a woman searching for peace in the chaos of a broken marriage. And it is the story of a case that went cold for 12 long years, until the truth, piece by piece, finally clawed its way back to the surface. Aliza Sherman was known for her warmth. A nurse at the Cleveland Clinic, she had spent her life caring for others, patients, friends, her children. She was 53 years old, in the middle of a divorce that had drained her emotionally and financially, but still she smiled, still she gave. She wanted peace. Freedom. A fresh start. Her world, however, was far from calm. Divorce is never easy, but Aliza's was especially painful. The courtroom battles, the endless paperwork, the weight of uncertainty, it was heavy. And so she leaned on the one person meant to guide her through the storm, her divorce attorney, Gregory J. Moore. Moore was a man of status, a lawyer who presented himself as a professional, a guide through the legal system. To Aliza, he was someone who should have stood firmly on her side. She could not have known then that Moore himself would one day stand accused of orchestrating her end. It was March 24, 2013. A Sunday. Aliza had an appointment at Moore's office, inside the Erie View Plaza building in downtown Cleveland. The following day was critical, her divorce trial was set to begin. But that day, she was simply waiting in the hallway of the locked building, expecting her attorney to arrive. She never made it home. Somewhere in that hallway, a shadow moved. A figure approached from behind. In an instant, her life was torn apart. She was stabbed more than 10 times. Bleeding, terrified, she managed to dial 911. Her voice trembled, pleading for help. A passerby rushed in, finding her collapsed, clinging to life. But even after being rushed to the hospital, the wounds were too deep. That night, the nurse who had saved so many others could not be saved herself. Cleveland was shaken. A mother gone. A nurse gone. A woman taken in a brutal act of violence, in broad daylight, outside the very place where she had sought protection. The investigation began immediately, but answers never came easily. There were fragments of surveillance, witness statements, leads that seemed to vanish into thin air. And above it all, a chilling question: who could have wanted Aliza Sherman dead? Attention fell on her attorney, Gregory Moore. He was questioned. He denied. In 2017, years after the murder, Moore pleaded guilty to falsifying his whereabouts during the time of the killing. He admitted to lying to investigators. He also confessed to unrelated bomb threats he had made in 2012, acts designed to delay legal proceedings. For this, he served 6 months in jail. But for Aliza's murder, still, no charges came. The case grew cold. Aliza's children were left without answers, each year reopening old wounds as anniversaries passed. Her friends carried the memory of her kindness, her patients remembered her care. But justice remained silent. Then, nearly a decade later, hope stirred again. In 2021, the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation reopened the case, armed with technology that had not existed in 2013. Forensic tools that could uncover the hidden footprints left in digital spaces. Piece by piece, a picture formed. Phone records. Cell tower data. Inconsistencies. Prosecutors alleged that Moore had manipulated his own phone, turning off connections at key times, later sending messages to mislead investigators. Evidence, they said, had been deleted, 20 minutes of building surveillance vanished. Voicemails from the building's call box, gone. And then, the indictment came. On May 2, 2025, a grand jury charged Gregory J. Moore with aggravated murder, conspiracy, multiple counts of murder, and kidnapping. The U.S. Marshals found him in Austin, Texas, and brought him back to face the charges in Ohio. When the indictment was unsealed, the allegations were chilling. Prosecutors claimed Moore had lured his own client to her death, scheduling that Sunday meeting under false pretenses, ensuring she would be there, alone, before her divorce trial. At his arraignment, Moore pleaded not guilty. His bond was set at $2 million. His attorneys argued that the indictment was vague, that it lacked specificity. But for Aliza's family, the moment carried weight. After 12 long years, someone was finally facing justice. Imagine her children, waiting, hoping, asking the same haunting question year after year: why? Why did this happen to our mother? And now, sitting in a courtroom, hearing the name of the man once trusted to guide her, accused instead of betraying her in the worst way possible. This story is not only about violence. It is about betrayal. It is about how the systems we depend on, the legal system, the people sworn to protect us, can fail in unimaginable ways. It is about time, how 12 years can stretch endlessly when justice is delayed, and how truth, though buried, has a way of resurfacing. Aliza Sherman's life was cut short, but her story does not vanish. Each fact uncovered, each piece of evidence revealed, speaks to something larger: the resilience of memory, the persistence of those who refuse to forget, and the quiet truth that justice, though slow, can still arrive. The trial, scheduled for March 30th, 2026, will test everything: evidence, testimony, the weight of 12 years of silence. But no matter the outcome, Aliza's story is a reminder of why we fight for justice at all. In the end, this is a story about trust, betrayal, and the pursuit of truth. It asks us to consider who we place our faith in, and what it means when that faith is broken. Aliza Sherman was a nurse, a mother, a friend. She deserved peace. She deserved safety. She deserved life. If her story moved you, if it made you pause and reflect on the fragile threads that hold justice together, share it. Subscribe for more stories that remind us of the human cost behind every headline. And above all, carry her name forward. Because remembering is, in itself, a form of justice.